Welcome. It's Monday night. It's 7 o'clock, and it's time for Knightline Live. I'm Jerry Middleton. Along with me, as usual, is Rick Fletcher. And Rick, again, Knightline Live is brought to you by
Astral Industries in Lynn.
You're looking for a job or maybe a change of an avocation. Go to our friends up at Astral Industries. They're always looking for good employees.
You can't miss them. Just go north on 27, about probably 9 miles down the road or whatever it is, and you'll see them right there on the right-hand side. And Jerry, we appreciate their support. We really
absolutely. We appreciate their support. Rick, yesterday, well, I shouldn't say yesterday, but for a few days, the NFL has been on their, I call it their week-long train of games. Then tonight will culminate with the last NFL game for week one. I went to the Colts game yesterday.
Okay, you did go. All right.
And the weather was beautiful.
It always is on the inside, but it was nice outside, nice and cool.
It was beautiful.
It was a nice fall day.
The roof was open.
Yeah.
And here's what I got to say. If you think you're going to win mini ball games on two 50-yard plays and a blocked punt, you're sadly mistaken.
It's not a good day for the local teams. Now, if we extend out to the Bears, because there are some Bear fans around here. The Bears won. Caleb Williams, he thinks he's the greatest quarterback since sliced bread, so he won. All right, he put up, so good for him. The Bengals. I'm a happy camper because I'm a Patriots fan. Okay, so but I also like the Bengals. The Patriots beat the Bengals, and really not a good start for them. Not a good start for the Colts either. No. I think this like 5 years in a row or something. They've lost their opening game. It's tough to start behind the eight ball. I'm sure both of those teams, especially the Bengals, they have aspirations, and it's tough to start behind the eight ball like that. But it's a long season for those guys. I mean, that's only one game down and a whole lot to go. So,
well, my segue here is, speaking of throwing the ball 50 yards or something, girls golf is hitting like 200-yard shots.
Let me tell you, they're on a tear, Jerry. If you all remember, we had Brian Whistler and Lauren Lacey on, and Brian was really high on his team this year. And I'll tell you, they are, now you know why.
Yes.
All right. I have some results here. Let's just kind of go over this. This is as of last week, September 4th. Okay. They went to the Monroe Invite with 9 teams. They won. They had a two-way with conference team, Winchester. They won. They had a three-way with Eastern Hancock and Blue River. They won. They had a conference win against the Lincoln Eagles. They are Wayne County champions, so congratulations to the lady golfers. They're the champions of Wayne County. I don't know, the last time that happened is always, Centerville's always in that thing, Union County.
Centerville's always in that mix. And Union County.
Scott, that's Tri-Eastern Conference, excuse me. This is Wayne County,
Wayne County, yeah.
But, they came out champions. They are 3-0 in the conference, 5-0 in dual meets, and 16-0 overall as of September 4th. So, congratulations, ladies. That's a good start right there. That's what you call a whole lot of winning.
Rick, I think you and me, this is a challenge out to the girls' golf team right now. We're going after you, and we're going to get you. It's going to be a cage match like you've never seen before, and we're going to outdrive you, we're going to outputt you, and outchip you. There we go.
Well, let me speak for my half of the dynamic duo. Don't worry, girls. No problems anticipated for you because I'm a terrible golfer. We've threatened that we're going to live stream out there. We're still trying to figure out how to do that. One of these days, when we get big enough and our budget's a little bit bigger than now, we'll put cameras out there on the course. It'd be a lot of fun. I would love to do that.
And of course, to do that, I tell you what, we need students.
We need helpers.
We need helpers.
Yeah, right now, we need people to run cameras especially right now.
And you get paid.
Yeah, you get paid, and it can lead to other things. Eventually, what we'd like to do is set up student like broadcasting teams and that. But we got to start somewhere. Get you in on all the things we do. We've got a 7th grader from CCS tonight, Aiden Crane. He's our executive producer. He's running our computer. You know how well you and I, Jerry, run that computer. That thing goes haywire. We're off.
Yeah.
Right? And without Aiden and what he's doing, we're not on tonight, and because we don't know how to do it. Yeah. That's just kind of the nature of the beast. So if you have an interest, especially working a camera, we'll show you how to do it. We do pay. You're not going to get rich, but there is some money involved, depending on how much you're available and how much you're willing to help us out. We have a lot of events. The last thing I want to do is cancel an event because we don't have enough people. We have a football game on Friday night, and I'm looking for at least 1, if not 3 camera people. So if you have an interest, come see Jerry out here in the Learning Center. Go see Steve Luby in his classroom, or you can also see Mr. Halloran, Ryan Halloran, the athletic director, or Mr. Markward, the principal. Tell somebody, because we really need a lot. We need a lot of help, and we've got the equipment. All right, we just need somebody to operate that.
Well, for our guest tonight. Now,
it's always exciting. We love doing this.
If this was a train, the possibility of it derailing is tonight.
Yeah, always.
Cheerleaders are here tonight, so there's always that possibility of it taking a right-hand turn and just going crazy.
And we love train wrecks. Okay, when train wrecks happen, that's when this is fun. Okay, and cheerleaders have an absolutely wonderful opportunity to get the train off the tracks and make it memorable. Okay, now we try to keep the train moving forward here, but we'll have them on here in a minute. There's 4 seniors and they'll be on. We'll introduce them to you. Cheerleading, Jerry, it's not just go team. There's a lot of work involved with cheerleading.
Well, I've got a question I want to ask them, and it's going to be a surprise question.
Okay.
And I'll see what the reaction is. Because, honestly, it's a true question that a lot of people ask.
Well, we want. That's why we're inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah.
Now, if you've ever watched this show before, and we've talked a lot about cheerleading over the last 2 or 3 years. If you've ever watched this show, Jerry, you know this. I was a college cheerleader.
Oh, that is right.
And so if you're a guy and you're not doing anything, maybe you can be. I always thought we got to have more guy cheerleaders. So looking for some guy cheerleaders. Don't come see me. I can't help you with that. But you can go see Chelsea Wine or Debbie Moore, or go see a cheerleader and they can hook you up. I mean, it's probably too late already for this year. They've got their teams, and we've had some guys around in the past. But it's a lot of fun. It really is. And it is not an activity. It's definitely a sport. And we're going to talk to the girls tonight. They got a lot of competitions coming up.
Is it really a sport, Rick?
It really is,
Okay.
Jerry. It may not be an IHSAA sport, sponsored sport, but it is a sport.
All right.
You gotta get in the gym. You gotta get in
the
shape.
evil eye over here.
Well, you can see the ladies are off camera right now. They're doing their thing, but they'll be on here in a minute. So, but I'm big. I love talking to the cheerleaders. I'm big on cheerleaders and the things they do. They add a lot. You want your games, whether it's basketball or football, where the cheerleaders are, you want them to be an event, okay? And the cheerleaders contribute to that.
You're coming to a game to be entertained.
Yeah.
And that's part of the entertainment.
Well, and it's a big part of the entertainment. It really is. So, us around here, we're big on the cheerleaders. We're going to talk to them.
I think we're up against our gold level sponsors.
All right.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have a couple of the senior cheerleaders. You're watching Knightline Live, brought to you by Astro Industries. At Kate's Family Eye Care, we value a family-friendly atmosphere, offering high-quality eye exams. Our expert staff utilizes the latest techniques in eye care. We have a large selection of affordable glasses that are unique to our area. We are proud supporters of the Northeastern Knights and wish all the teams the best of luck.
Go Knights!
We would love to invite you to LifeSpring Students, our youth group at LifeSpring Church that is just south of Northeastern on 27. We meet from 7 to 8:30 on most Thursdays, but the doors open at 6:30. You can grab some pizza or a snack from our cafe and then hang out with your friends until 7 p.m. We have basketball, dodgeball, gaga ball, and other activities for you to enjoy. At 7, our student band leads us in some worship through music, and we have a lesson from God's Word, the Bible. We then split into small groups based on grade and gender to apply what we have learned and pray with one another. After small group, students are invited to hang out until 9 p.m. when we close. LifeSpring Students is a great way to get to know God and meet some new friends. It is open for any student in grades 6 through 12, and we would love to invite you. Find out more at lifespring.tv/students.
KOA Exit 151A. Registration in the general store. It's a family-owned campground with pull-through parking for RVs or travel trailers with full hookups. Rent a cabin. Relax at one of the fire pits or picnic by the pond. A playground for the kids, or get in around the golf before dinner. Take a water-soaking hayride. Lay out by the pool, and then take a dip. The Knightline Live, and brought to you by Astral Industries. And Rick, I just noticed here we got cheerleaders out here. I just noticed one of the cheerleaders that normally drive a little red Jeep.
We had that discussion off air here, Jerry. Maybe we'll have to.
No, she's one of the safest drivers that come onto the lot. So.
That was a quick entrance here, coming back here.
Well,
Aiden Crane's Aiden's our executive producer tonight. He's a young guy, but he's doing a great job, and we love having him, so we really appreciate it. All right, cheerleaders, here we are. Peyton Gross and Eden Quinn, both seniors. Ladies, welcome. Appreciate you coming. So before we started here, it's a couple of the cheerleaders were nervous, so just, like I say, this is like you're talking to us. It's no big deal. All right, Peyton, let's get into it. The first what I like to ask all seniors is, you've been cheering a long time. You said 10 years, which, boy, oh boy, that is a long time. This is your senior year, so cheering's been a big part of your life. So what's it like in being a senior, and what are your emotions? Because, after this, it's probably it, at least for here.
Yeah.
So talk about that and what you're feeling about being a senior, and this is your last year.
It's definitely emotional, because it's like you said, it's been a part of our lives for so long, and we do so much throughout the year. We're always busy. It's going to be weird to go to having something every single day to nothing.
Yeah. Having time to yourself.
Having
right?
time to do things, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fun to be able to be more of a leader on the team, I would say, and be more of like a role model than we were the past couple of years.
And I ask all seniors this: as a senior, is it important to you to leave a legacy? So when someone thinks, okay, they're going to be a cheerleader at Northeastern, this is how we do things here. Is that important to you?
Yeah, I would say so. We like to set a good example for the people coming in.
Yeah.
And show them like what they can work for and what they can have being on our team.
All right, Eden, let's go to you now.
All right, I'll probably be a train wreck. The one you were talking
All right,
about.
we have our first train wreck
That's
of the 2024-2025 school year. So everybody get ready. Get the cameras out, folks, because this is
I can't top that. But what was the question?
I didn't ask one yet.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, let me ask. Since you're asking me to ask, I'll ask you a question. Same thing I asked Peyton. You're a senior. You've been doing this a while.
Yeah.
You've come up through the ranks, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So what's it like being a senior, knowing that this is your last time? And being a senior, this isn't the only thing. You're preparing for after high school and those types of things. So talk about that and the emotions you're feeling about, being a senior.
There's definitely a lot. It's just really sad, but also I feel like it's gonna be nice having like
Free time.
and stuff to, I don't know, things to do. But I can't even remember the question.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, let me ask you. A lot of work. You guys are mentioning having no free time. I mean, you guys are busy all the time. So what kind of schedule? How many times a week are you practicing? Right now we're in football season, so you got Friday nights, plus you're preparing for competitions, okay?
Yeah.
So how often are you out there practicing, or is it an everyday thing, or talk about that?
I think it just depends on the competitions we have coming up and how like important they are. Like when we had state fair, we had practice every day and like 2 times a day, most days. And so, yeah, it's just a lot of hard work, but we have really hardworking girls and who have a passion and a drive to succeed. So I think that's really important.
All right, Jerry, no train wreck, so here you go. All right.
So here's a question for both of you. When you're younger, a lot younger than Rick and myself, but did you start off with like dance or gymnastics and stuff like that, or did one morning you wake up and you went, I want to be a cheerleader?
That's kind of what I did.
I've been dancing since I was 6, so it was kind of just like, that's not for the school, so my mom was like, oh, cheer's kind of dance-ish, so she told me to go to tryouts in 3rd grade, and I was like, all right. And I've kind of been just doing it ever since.
Then the rest is history.
Yep.
Eden, what about you?
Well, my older cousin was in cheer, and I always looked up to her, and I wanted to be her. And so I joined, and we got to cheer together for a couple years.
Well,
so
that's
really
nice.
Yeah.
Now, I got one more question for you, and this is the question I was going to ask. Now, this is not me saying this, but you've heard this before, that cheer is not a sport, okay? But explain to the people out there why it is a sport.
Why it is a sport?
Yeah.
Well, first, IHSAA says it's a sport.
Oh, they do now, okay.
They do now.
All right.
I would say with competition and with games, we kind of put in, dare I say, the same amount of work as other sports do. Maybe not like every single day practice and stuff like football and basketball do, but I would say that we put in the same amount of work to be considered a sport.
We're very dedicated.
Well, let me ask you, Eden, is there like an off-season prep? Do you do like all right, so if you're a football player, supposedly, you get in the gym, all right? Is there something that as a cheerleader you guys, well, let me say, should be doing or are doing? What's the preparation look like?
Well, in the summer, we had to run a mile every day.
Oh, wow, okay.
We really don't have an off-season. We're always like, go, go, go.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
all year round.
as soon as we end the season, we literally have tryouts 2 weeks later.
Okay.
So we really only get like 2 weeks off, and then we start preparing again for.
But I the piggyback onto this is that we watch the competition. Rick and myself, we go to them, and the Flyers are flying. They're up there, not 5 or 6 feet. They're 15 feet or so up in the air. And with that, there are crash and burns.
Yeah.
And thus, you can get hurt.
Yeah.
And even, you get your base and then flyers. Is there anybody between a base and a flyer? Or is that the two?
The back spot, but
back spotters. So there's always somebody that.
You always have spotters.
There's
around.
always a way that somebody can possibly get hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some pretty bad cheerleader crashes in my 45 years of refereeing basketball. But so to me, it's a sport because you can get hurt. You've got to work. It's not you just show up and go here. There's a lot to it, and the timing and so forth of everything it's really a work of art.
It's a work of art. You're right, Jerry. It's a work of art, and there's a lot of athleticism involved. I mean, I tell you what, you're not going to throw me in the air and I'm going to twist my body like that.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Well, there is a reason for that.
Not throwing me either.
Yeah, if we landed, man, the EMTs would come out and we'd be in the hospital for a week just recovering. When you go to these competitions, and you have quite a few coming up, right?
Yeah.
When you go to these, what's the atmosphere like as far as, is it competitive, as far as between the teams? Are you friends with the other teams? How's that work? Are you cheering for the other teams? You want them to do well, or you want them to crash and burn?
I feel
It's both.
it's kind of both. We definitely support everybody when they're on the mat and when everyone's competing. It's kind of like everyone in the gym comes together and they cheer for the person on the mat. But like, if they're in your division, in your brain, you want them to crash and
We
burn.
don't.
Okay,
But
true
we-
confessions right now. I'm going to tell you, there's probably 2 million people watching right now, so that just went out over the airwaves. But
I
that's
mean, I
what
feel like every
we strive
sport is
for
like
the
that.
truth.
When you go against somebody, like you obviously want to.
But
You wanna win,
I
right?
think that's
You wanna win.
normal
Yeah.
for any sport.
Yeah.
That's what you want your opponent to mess up so that you can score and win. That's the way it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like my idea of having guys on the cheerleading squad?
We did have guys
yeah,
on the
we did
team for a
have
little
Yeah.
bit.
What happened to them? Where are they?
Who knows?
When you go to these competitions, do some teams have male, female?
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Is it helpful?
I would say it's
Yeah.
helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. There's the camera. Tell these guys to get off their duffs and let's get you out of here. Since you've been cheering so long, Peyton, what is if you're talking to a young girl who might want to be a cheerleader, what is the best thing about cheering?
I would say being able to build like a bond with everybody on the team. Like, since we are together so much and we trust each other so much with like putting people in the air and all this kind of stuff, it was like you can get really, really close, and it's more of a family than a team, I would say. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And Eden, same question to you. Unless you want to add to that, is it what is the best thing? You've been cheering for 8 years. You told us off the air. What's the best thing about cheering that you would tell somebody? Hey, this is why you want to be a cheerleader.
Yeah, Peyton answered that really well, but it's like, I would say the bonds are really nice to have, the connections, and just having someone to rely on and who support you and you support them. It's a really big family, and I'm gonna miss our team. So
You like your free time, but you do miss it, right? I
Yeah.
mean, we all complain about being busy now until we're not.
Yeah.
Then it's all like, okay, now what do we do?
Well, you know what? It won't be that long, and it'll be time to hear the march down the aisle for graduation.
Yeah.
So, what is life after Northeastern look like?
I'm trying to go to some clinics to see if it's something I want to do outside of high school.
What kind of clinics?
Cheer clinics.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Like go to other colleges,
Be a
clinics that they
coach
hold.
or be a cheerleader?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Just to see if it's like an atmosphere that I want to be in again, or if it's like if my body can take another 4 years.
Okay, all right.
And what are you wanting to get into as far as academics?
I want to go into radiation therapy.
Oh,
Okay. And
nice.
Eden, what about you? What you got
I knew
plans?
this question was gonna come.
All right. Well,
This is where the crash and burn.
This is
if you haven't thought about it, that's okay. But
I
I'm
know
sure-
I want to go into nursing. I just don't know what field. Like I can go into NICU or labor and delivery.
Okay.
See, I
Just,
could
there's so many options.
Yeah.
I could see you in pediatric stuff.
Oh, really?
I could you just give me that motherly vibe
Okay.
right there. I think that would be nursing is a great way to go, and so forth.
Well, the good news is you got time to figure that out.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
have to decide tonight. No one's asking you to sign your life away. This is what you're going to do, and you can always change your mind too. There's nothing wrong with that. With Jerry and I at our age, we're done. Okay, we're not. That's the end of the road for us. Well, ladies, we appreciate you coming on. We're going to see you. I tend to try to get to at least 1 or 2 competitions. I try to get to Newcastle when you're down there, or the championship rounds. And there is by the way, Jerry, they already have some hardware. Okay, right?
Oh,
you guys
that's
got some
right.
hardware. You
Yeah.
won a trophy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, Eden, tell us what you guys won. Didn't you win a
We
trophy?
We won a trophy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So where was it? I'm sorry.
Oh, at State Fair.
State Fair, right?
Yes.
So you guys were defending champions, right? Is that
Yeah.
correct? All right. So that's a repeat right there. So
Absolutely.
at State Fair. How many teams were there?
Well, this year.
We don't have to tell.
This year.
Well, as long as there's more than one.
Yeah, is there 2? Were there 2?
No, this year we were the only ones because
Really?
people weren't done with their routines yet this year.
Okay.
Oh.
Hey, we'll take the W however we get it. It's
It was
all
a big
that
trophy.
matters.
Yeah, I'll
It
tell
was
you
a
what.
big
All right.
In 20 years, somebody walks by and sees that trophy, they'll go,
Nobody will
wow,
know.
look at that.
Nobody
All
will know.
Nobody will ever know.
Well, hey, I think Peyton and Eden, I think we are, I want to say bye to you
That's
two, and we'll
great.
bring the other one in here in a minute. But thanks for stopping
You
by.
guys did great, by the way.
And-
You did fabulous.
And when we bring the other two on, they might have a mouse story for us. So stay tuned for that. You're watching Knightline Live, brought to you by Astro Industries.
Do you have a big event coming up soon? Dejo Photos has you covered. Check us out on Facebook. We are professional photographers who strive to capture all of your special moments, such as family portraits, senior photos, live action sports, graduations, and so much more. If you don't think photos are important, wait until they are all you have left. Contact us via email at info@dejophotos.com or call us at 765-277-0047. Dejo Photos, capturing memories one photo at a time.
From our trucks to their lunch trays, to your local hospital, to your favorite pub, and to your kitchen table. For more than 60 years, Dot Foods and Dot Transportation have been stocking the shelves of your hometown. Sure, we've grown a lot, but at our core, we're still small-town, family-run businesses that care about our communities and the people who keep us running. Join the Dot family today and be part of something bigger.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
In this market, finding a home you love and actually closing the deal is a cause for celebration. And it all starts with a competitive edge from First Financial Bank. We'll get you pre-qualified fast so you can get your offer in first. We even offer programs with low down payment options and reduced closing costs. Plus, our friendly local team is always here to help. A bank that's ready to help you find a home and a reason to celebrate, however you choose to. That's First.
Harmon sheds are custom built to your specifications and needs. But wait, there's more! Harmon sheds build privacy fences, decks for your pool, beautifully designed decks for all around your home, and detached pavilions. Let Joe and the crew do all the work, so all you need to do is relax. Welcome back to Knightline Live, brought to you by Astro Industries. I'm Jerry Milton. Along with me as usual is Rick Fletcher. And Rick, we got 2 more cheerleaders, these are and they're going to go to Walt Disney World.
We'll talk about
these
that.
2 are happy, not grumpy, but happy. For those of you following,
I get what you did there, Jerry.
Yeah,
that was a nice
segue. I'm just so good at those. It's just amazing.
That was awesome. All right, Braley, and Jocelyn Brown. How you guys doing? We appreciate you coming. All right, Braley, since you're closest to me, I'm going to start with you. Now, Braley was a little nervous before the show, Jerry, but you're going to do fine, I promise you. And I'm guessing the giggles are going to be, welling up here, so we'll prepare for that. All right, I asked this to all the seniors. How long have you been cheering, Braley?
9 years.
9, so a long time. Most of your life that you remember anyways.
Yeah.
So this is your senior year. What are your emotions as you head into your senior year about this being your final year here?
It's a lot to take in because, I've been cheering, almost my whole school career, and for it to just be over.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So is there a sense of achievement? Like you feel, oh man, I really feel good about what we've done here with the cheerleading squad?
Yeah, we've won a lot of competitions and I don't know.
All right, we'll go to Jocelyn now. All right, Jocelyn, same question. You're a senior. How long have you been cheering?
11 years.
11 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's a long time. You were just a little squirt when you started.
Yeah, so it starts in 3rd grade for Northeastern, but I started a year before.
You did?
I did a different team.
Okay. All right. So now you're a senior. You've been here for all, most of those 11 years, at least 10 of them, probably. I'm guessing. So what are your thoughts as you head into your senior year and, this being your last year here?
I'm sad, but at the same time, I'm excited to see what, the year brings for us because we have a lot of different things that we're experiencing this year, like the Disney trip, and we're doing 2 states this year, so it's going to be a different year, but it's going to be a fun year. So.
You guys will be busy.
Yeah.
I want to hear about this Disney trip, Jerry, so go ahead.
Let's jump right into Disney, the home of the mouse. And I watch this on ESPN all the time. They have the high school cheer competitions on there, and they also have the college cheer competitions on there. And it's, for anybody, I imagine that a lot of people watch that because it is quite interesting with a lot of the different routines they have and the flyers and all that. So, what are we doing for Disney?
We're taking our game day routines to include the whole team in it and not just the competition team, because we don't want anyone to feel left out because this is the first year we've ever done it.
Are you guys raising money? What are some things you're doing to raise money, and how can people give? Basically, here's an opportunity for you to fatten the coffers here because you need some money, right? I mean, it's not a free trip you got to raise some money. So, Jocelyn, tell us about what we can do to
just donate to any fundraisers that we have coming up. So we do little clinics, or we do car washes or something like that, or we sell shirts, just stuff like that. Or you could just donate to our coach.
How much do you need to raise?
So for each girl, I think it's $1,500.
$1,500 per girl.
Yeah.
All right. How are we doing so far? Any idea?
Don't really know.
You're not
know.
counting the money then, right?
Yeah.
But you've already started, though,
Yes.
right? You've already started. So there's some money there, right?
Yeah.
Who, if they wanted to, could they just come to the school and drop off a donation of $100 or something like that?
Yeah. Just put it either in NHS cheerleading or our coach's name, Chelsea Wines.
Yeah. And they'll gladly take the money. Or if you see Jerry, they can give it to Jerry, right?
Yeah.
He'll get it to where it needs to be. So, how how exciting is that? You know, here we are in the cornfields in eastern Indiana. This is not a big school, all right?
No.
But when you go to these competitions, there's some big schools there.
Yeah.
So what Jocelyn, let me ask you about that. What does it feel like, you know, competing against the bigger schools? I mean, if you go to Disney, it could be some huge places. So
I think it's a really great opportunity because there's so much out there, and like getting to see everybody else's routine, it's really cool, and getting to meet new people. Like I've made friends from like people from Yorktown. Like I would never know them if I didn't compete with them. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And the same question to you, Braley. I mean, you see some big schools there. We're kind of a small school.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, you get to like see like stuff that like other schools do that like you don't, like competing with boys or like having a lot of people on mat and like doing different things.
Do we find that we're competitive with them? I mean, cheering's cheering. If you do well, you do well. It doesn't matter where you go to school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're competitive, Jocelyn? I mean, you're over there. No?
I am.
So you feel pretty good about that when you go compete against these bigger schools. All right.
Yeah.
Well, what's the you have tryouts in May, isn't it, or April?
It's April.
Yeah.
Something like that.
We have like a 1 or 2 week break, and as soon as we have tryouts, we have practice like the next week. And it's all summer. We have the 1 week off in the summer, and that's it. So we have like 2 weeks off the whole year, and that's it.
Wow. So you're going year round.
Yeah.
You're the only year round athletes we have around here. The rest of us take a break every once in a while. So it's a lot of work. I don't think people, honestly, because people don't know, I don't think they appreciate the time commitment that you guys put into this. I mean, number one being year-round, which means all summer long, right? Which means you got to be around to be able to come to the, you know, what you guys are doing. When do your competitions start? Do we have a date?
Sometime in September. 2 weeks from now, I think.
Okay, so
Yeah,
where
it's
is this?
I think it's the 28th or 29th.
And where are you headed first? Any idea?
Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon, okay. Any idea how many teams?
Not a clue.
Yeah.
But I think, well, there were 12 in our like game day division at Eastern Hancock, so there's going to be more at Mount Vernon because a lot of people go there. So.
Okay, so that's a pretty big competition.
Yeah.
Then. Okay. Schools of different sizes, right? There's not like a class.
There's different divisions for like 2A, 3A.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we compete in the 2A division. Is that what it is? Is that how that works?
It's called Varsity D, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's basically 2A.
Yeah.
So like Eastern Hancock, Winchester, those types of schools is who we're competing
Yes.
against. Okay. Do you take satisfaction in beating the teams that are close by here? Is there that?
Oh yeah.
Is that?
There's a big, like. It's like a rivalry.
I would have to say, I'm going out on a limb here and say they probably take satisfaction in beating anybody and everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, see, I figured that.
Well, you guys won the Tri-Eastern Conference. Is it a meet or I don't know
Competition.
Competition last year? So that was fun, right?
Yeah, it was the first time in history that Northeastern won that competition.
Wow! So that's quite an honor.
Yeah.
All right, Braley, you're a senior, so you got all this senior stuff you're doing. What's next after high school?
I don't know if I want to keep cheering because like my body needs a break from it.
Yeah.
But I want to go to college to become a vet, but I don't know where at.
All right, so you're just starting out that
Yeah.
process.
You got a lot of choices there.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Jocelyn, how about yourself? You get thought about after high school?
I have. Cheer is a really big part of my life,
Okay.
and I'm not ready to give it up, I don't think. I go to clinics any chance I get. I've been going to clinics for 2 years now, so I've been through some Purdue ones. I've stunted with like the USA team.
Wow.
And I'm going to go to an IU one in 2 weeks.
Okay. So you want to go after high school, you still want to cheer somewhere.
Don't know where, but I do want to do it.
Well, when you get to college, it's big time, all
Yeah.
right? You talk about time commitment. It's like being in a sport, just like playing football, you're really committed. So Well, ladies, good luck to both of you. We'll see you at least on Friday nights and at basketball and in some competitions. And we will be having a competition here at Northeastern at some point. Right?
Yeah.
So we'll look forward to that. Jerry, any final questions for the ladies? Or I think they've said it all, haven't they?
Well, have fun at Disney.
Yeah.
And think about Rick and me when we're here broadcasting basketball games. You guys are down there in the warm weather and we're in 6 foot of snow up here. Just want you to remember that.
Sorry we couldn't take you.
Yeah, sorry we couldn't take you.
You're happy to be there.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. And the cheer team has done an amazing job the past few years. It's just really great to see y'all working hard and all the success that's come to you. So thanks. Well, we'll be back in a little bit with some, I think we're heading to some football, aren't
Probably
we?
football. We'll talk about some volleyball when we come back. And
we're back and you're watching Knightline live on Astral Industries.
We're dedicated to great results just for you. Johnson Chiropractic.
So I recommend Dr. Johnson all the time over the years. Many people have come to Dr. Johnson for my recommendations. And if people live 50 miles away and they tell us they have this problem and they're going to have an operation, we say, no, go see our chiropractor, Dr. Johnson.
We're dedicated to great results just for you. Johnson Chiropractic.
This is Rick Fletcher. When my car needs repair, I take it to 715 Sim Hargen Parkway in Richmond, home of Knuckle Busters. With their ASE certified technicians, why would you go anyplace else? They repair domestic and imports, air conditioners to Z-bars. Knuckle Busters Auto Repair. Call 765-488-1470 and tell them to go Knights!
Are you being bugged about your floral needs? The Leaning Lily, 927 South 9th, is a full-service florist with lots of great gift ideas like wind chimes, potted plants, hanging baskets, teddy bears, and much, much more. Convenient delivery available to residential, the hospital, and local funeral homes. The Leaning Lily has bouquets to say, I love you, to weddings to say, I do. The Leaning Lily, we have you covered. Martin's Country Mart, US 27 Fountain City. Swing in and grab a coffee or a frazzle, maybe a fountain drink at Martin's Country Mart. We also have all your favorite snacks, bottled drinks, and of course, sweet bakery items. Plenty of accessories for dinner. And don't forget the grill menu, covering breakfast, lunch, dinner, and of course, the kids' favorite, pizza. Martin's Country Mart, Fountain City.
Your school helps shape the person you become, opening your mind to new ideas and belonging to a community. Whether it's earning an advanced degree, joining the FFA, pushing your health and wellness, playing in the band, or playing on the field. It's a safe place where everyone knows your name, and a kid can be a kid. The halls of today filled with the leaders of tomorrow. Northeastern.
Welcome back to Knightline Live, brought to you by Astral Industries. And we're talking a little football right now. The Knights moved to 3-0, Rick.
Well, it's a good start for Coach Wes Oler and his team. So they went up to Winchester. Winchester is they've lost some players from last year, but I think they're better than people. They were 0-2. They lost 2 close games.
Yes.
Now they've lost 3 close games because the Knights went up there and beat them 19-15. I talk with Coach Wes Oler as we normally do, and we'll go to that video in a minute. But Northeastern came out flat, and previous week they played a tremendous second half against a good Tri team, and they dominated that second half there. but they came out in this game. They came out flat. They were down at half, 7-0. But at the end of the day, Trent Deloney with a return for a touchdown on a kickoff return for the second week in a row. And there's a young man right there, Jerry. You give him space.
Yeah.
He's going to take advantage of it.
That's right.
And not only that, Blake Waters was running the ball a lot, and he was running well. And, you know, he probably threw for a couple hundred yards that game, so that's a good game from the quarterback position. But good overall game by those guys right there. Defense was good. They had 2 goal line stands. They had a 1st and goal inside the 5, maybe even inside the 1, I think. And the Knights were able to hold them there. And they had another one inside the 10-yard line that they were able to get them turned over on down. So they, that's kind of set the tone, and the Knights were able to come back and they go away with the victory. It's all about W's, right?
It's all about the W.
So, as we've been known to do, we talked with Wes Oler, Coach Oler, after the game. So this is kind of a lengthy interview here with Wes. So we're going to go to that. We come back and we'll wrap it up football. And so let's go to that. Welcome to Winchester High School, where the Knights have just defeated the Falcons from Winchester 19-15 in a tough Tri-Eastern Conference matchup. This is the First Financial Bank coach's comment. First Financial Bank in Richmond. If you need a new mortgage or need to do a redo an existing mortgage, go see Beth Beatty over at First Financial Bank in Richmond. I'm here with Coach Wes Oler. Wes, kind of the tale of 2 halves, maybe 2 weeks in a row, a little bit. Talk about this game, the way they started, then as we progress. So tell us how it all went down out there.
Yeah, you playing a team that's 0-2, and there's a tendency to overlook them a little bit, even though we told them all week this is a really well-coached football team. They're going to have a plan for us. They've got dudes, and on the defensive side of the ball, they had a good game plan to really take away our running game and to challenge us to throw it against man coverage a lot, and we struggled in the first half to do that. It took us really until halftime to kind of figure out what they were doing, have a chance to talk about it, and I thought we came out with a better game plan to keep them more honest, try to take advantage of what they were taking away and use that to our advantage, and I thought we did. The defense gets, I think, 2 goal line stands in the first half to keep that score where it was when the offense couldn't move the ball. And then we get another big special teams play from Trent Deloney. Yeah. Then we give up another big one after we take the lead. So that's why there's 3 phases of football, right? Offense, defense, special teams. But so proud of our defense for getting stops there in the second half when we needed them. And then our offense was able to move the ball. A couple, Logan White with a great catch down there that sets up the game-winning touchdown, and another
between 2 defenders right there.
Another nice play to kind of force the pass interference on the interception, where he goes for the ball and forces that contact, and they did a nice job throwing that flag. But we executed at the end there, icing the clock. We got to stop when we needed to. Just can't say enough about our kids, our senior leadership. I told them that was the difference in the game.
So
was our seniors.
The start of the game looked like we're flat. I mean, after a big second half, played well against a very good Tri team from last week, came out flat. So what are some things we can do to kind of avoid that, get off to a quick start?
That's a great question,
You're the coach,
Rick.
Man. You're going to tell us.
Brainstorm some things, let me know. No, we try to do, same routine, and I feel like our kids are prepared. Maybe we need to start taking the ball instead of deferring the second half. I don't know, although I've liked the 2 kick return touchdowns in the second half, so I like that part of it. But we've come out flat, a couple weeks in a row, and that's something we're going to have to fix because, down the road you're going to dig yourself a hole you can't get out of if you get. But our defense carried us. We've only given up, I believe, 3 offensive touchdowns now in 3 games. Against some good teams. That offense is really hard to get off the field. We're ready for a passing team. These teams that everybody's in the box and there's misdirection and it's just 3 yards in a cloud of dust. As a defensive coordinator, I know for Coach Reed, it gets frustrating. You feel like you can never get them behind the sticks, and But again, our defense got stops when we needed it.
Well, especially
game.
in that first half, inside the, you're right down on the
we're
goal
line. We're at the one at one point. Yeah,
and the other, you were inside the 10 again, and big stops there to keep you in the game. Blake Waters, a lot of running tonight.
Yes.
He was probably the only Dylan Ross had a difficult time.
Yeah.
That middle was all stopped up in there, and Dylan really couldn't get going. Although he had a big one there in the last, running the clock down.
Yep.
But Blake, talk about Blake in the running game. I know you probably want to see some more of that.
Yeah.
I know us in the stands, we cringe when the quarterback's, getting tackled. But
that's he's our X factor. I told him that in the second half. I said it's going to be your legs the second half because they were taking away our running game with the running back. And then the answer is to go away from that and use your quarterback and then use your running back as a blocker a little bit. We blocked on the edge really well, and Blake ran it well. I don't know how many rushing yards he had, but he was the difference in the game. Setting up the game-winning touchdown, just making plays with his feet, and then a couple nice throws when we needed them. And then I thought our short yardage stuff was good tonight. They were ready for it. They had a nice plan to stop it, and I thought we still executed it when we needed to get those tough yards. So.
All right, undefeated, 1/3 way the way through the regular season. So we go into home game against the Lincoln Eagles next week. So it's good to be undefeated.
Yep.
All right, good luck, Wes. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Rick.
All right, that's been Wes Oler. This has been the First Financial Bank Coach's Comment.
Welcome back to Knightline Live, brought to you by Astro Industries. And Rick, home game Friday night against Lincoln, homecoming.
Yeah, is it homecoming?
It's homecoming.
All right, so come on out to the game. We'll be live streaming that on tape delay as we normally are. Nathan Fletcher and myself will be on the call. Looking for a camera operator if anybody's interested. We really are looking for a guy to run a camera because we're short right now, and people are out of town and that stuff happens. But if you can run a camera, we need to hear from you. But that'll be Friday night. We'll have that game on, and we'll see it then.
Well, and if you haven't watched one of the games and listened to Nate and Rick, it's like Tom Brady and Collinsworth on the game. It's they do a great job. It's very, very good. And I don't know how in the world they see all the numbers as well as they do, but hey,
it's not easy.
It's not easy. It's not. At least we don't have those gray uniforms anymore.
No kidding. No kidding.
So I think we're going to take a quick break.
Take a break.
And you're watching Knightline, and we'll be back in just a few minutes with volleyball. You've had a hard day at work, and all you want to do is sit in your lounge chair in the nice, cool air? Then it hits. The AC's not working. The living room feels like the Sahara Desert. Call Reynolds Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. In just a short time, it'll be nice and cool. And then all you'll need is a sign that says, "No penguins allowed." Call 765-966-0994. Reynolds Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Proud sponsors of the Knights. Did someone say boom, baby? Call Scoretti Pyrotechnics at 765-977-2757. Scoretti Pyrotechnics has performances for birthdays, weddings, school athletic events, other occasions, and of course, the 4th of July. Scoretti Pyrotechnics are proud supporters of Knights Athletics. Boom, baby! Smith, McQuiston, and Webster Funeral Home has proudly served the Fountain City area since 1886. From the time you walk up the steps, Funeral Director Keith Webster's goal is to carry forward the legacy of personal service established by the Smith and McQuiston families. Using modern technology and good old-fashioned attention to detail, we will strive to earn your confidence in us by treating families the way we think we would want to be treated. Smith, McQuiston, Webster Funeral Home. Rick, thank goodness somebody called timeout because I am hungry.
I'm starved, Jerry. Hey, with 3 different Richmond locations and 1 in Hagerstown, here's a Subway sandwich shop near you.
And you can always order off the app and curbside pickup. The drive-thru's always open, and the way that I prefer it, I just like to walk in.
Here's your sub.
Listen, Subway, eat fresh.
Go Knights!
Welcome back to Knightline Live, brought to you by Astro Industries. Rick, volleyball split last week. They played Richmond and lost 3-1, then come back and beat Southern 3-0.
Yeah, well, before we get into that, I want to say Aiden laughed. Okay,
We got a smile out of it.
Got a smile, little inside joke there. I mean, right now, the volleyball team is probably going things that you kind of expect for a young team. Yep. They're finding themselves, all right? You and I have talked about this team, since it started, Jerry, and we like what we're seeing, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
We got really some talented players. Takes a while to really find your rhythm and find, mesh as a team. I think they've meshed. I think they've done a good job doing that. They go over to Richmond, the sibling rivalry game with the Spradling girls. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch that game because we did broadcast it. But they lost 3-1. Come back to beat Southern 3-0. They played just like you expect. So right now they're winning the matches that you expect them to win. What you're looking for in the future, and we'll talk about that in a minute, Jerry, is now start winning against some of the teams that are more competitive or very competitive. As we do, we have our Subway players of the game, so we did that with the Randolph Southern game. That was Izzy Markward and Addie Kircher. So let's go to that, Aiden, and see what they had to say. All right, we're back here. We'll continue on with our Subway players of the game. We've got Addie Kircher and Izzy Markwood for the Knights. Knights on a 3-0 victory over the Randolph Southern Rebels. Addie, one thing I want to ask you as a setter. Now, you're not new to setting, but new for varsity setting. But that slide you and Ava got going, how much work do you have to put into that?
At first it wasn't the greatest. Yeah. So we spent almost an entire practice trying to get it where she liked it. Honestly, it didn't take us that long to connect and get it down.
Well, she's a good hitter.
Yeah.
Okay, when you guys connect on that, that's a weapon you guys can use. So, but you got other hitters out there, too. You got a lot of options. You feel like sometimes there's a wealth of riches out there with the Sum and Spradling and the young lady to your right and, plus, Olivia's out there. You feel like you get a lot of options?
Yes, definitely.
All right. Well, it's good to have options, right?
Yep.
All right, that's Addie Kircher. You guys are going to switch now. We're going to talk to Izzy.
Mr. Luby's my favorite teacher.
Mr. Luby's getting the heads up there. Now, Addie's going to get in. Why don't you switch sides here? All right, Izzy, I talked to you before the ball game, and I said, boy, you've improved a lot. And all you did is come out here and prove me right tonight. You get in the game, and when you get in the game, you're nothing but kills. So what is your mentality? Sometimes you don't get into the second set or something. Yeah. So what is your mentality as you're on the bench? What do you try to do to prepare yourself?
I just think that you just have to always have energy and stay up and be with your team. Just always encourage them too. So.
Yeah. So what your coaches are coaching you up, right?
Oh, yes.
I mean, so what are some of the things the coaches are doing trying to help you, up your game?
Yeah. They're trying to work better on my timing and sometimes my placement is off, but yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you keep it up. You might find yourself out there a little more often. And,
Thank you.
There's your setter right there. She can become your best friend if you let her, okay?
And Mr. Luby's my favorite teacher.
All right. Another Luby, another student of Mr. Luby. She gets an A. All right. Oh, Addie's looking for a blueberry muffin. All right. That's Izzy Markward and Addie Kircher, Subway player.
welcome back to Knightline Live, and good video of the Subway players of the game.
Yeah, and we've talked about Izzy. We're very impressed with Izzy Markwood and the progress that she's made, and so she's worked hard, and it's showing. Well, what's the week ahead look like, Jerry, for the volleyball?
Well, they go down to Connorsville, which is no easy task to play at Connorsville, and then they go to Seton, which is really not an easy task because Seton. The one player from them is going to play Division I volleyball at, I think, Cleveland State.
She's a player,
and she's the real deal.
Yeah, she really is. And Seton, they always put out a good volleyball team. They have a history over there. It's going to be a tough match. Both of these matches, Jerry, are winnable. And they're losable. Okay, and that's exactly what they are. And you'd really like to see these. This is a kind of week where the Knights could set the tone for the rest of their season. So good luck to them. If you're going to Connorsville, it's at their field house right at the high school. It's not at the Spartan Bowl or anything like that. It's almost like club ball. All right, you go in, you're going into the gym, and how that works. If you have a chair, bring it. I would probably bring a chair. I don't know because those bleachers are probably not very comfortable. And then Seton, of course, just right over there on 5th Street at the school. What's going on next week, Jerry?
Well, we like to remind everybody that we will not be here next Monday because the Starfires, come in from South Adams, and we'll be broadcasting that volleyball match on that Monday the 19th.
16th.
16th, yeah, 16th.
A week from tonight. So
from tonight.
We'll be back on Knightline 2 weeks from tonight,
yeah.
And we'll have all the news that you guys want to hear. So.
And we're going to, and who knows what our special guest will be, but keep an eye on our Facebook page. And if you're not a friend on our Facebook page, become a friend because we like friends.
I think that's it, Jerry.
I think that's it.
Another show in the books here.
Another show in the books. Well, for our executive producer, Aiden, and also for my partner, Rick Fletcher, I'm Jerry Middleton, and you know what? It's been another good night.